Building meaningful connections. The power of friendship. Friends make life brighter, more meaningful, and just downright fun. They're like the scaffolding that holds everything together, providing us with a sense of belonging, self-worth, and happiness. But sometimes, we find ourselves scrolling through our phones, unsure of who to call for a movie night or a chat. That's when we might realize we're in need of more friends, and that feeling of loneliness can be pretty common. Loneliness in today's world, it's not just you feeling disconnected, it's something many people go through. In fact, these days, it's more common than we might think. Even though we're living in a world that's more connected than ever, loneliness has become a widespread issue. It's like a puzzle piece missing from our lives. Loneliness, especially for young people, surprisingly, loneliness has been hitting young people particularly hard. The global pandemic brought about social distancing, which meant that teens and young adults missed out on the usual mingling in classrooms, clubs, or dorms. Millions of potential friendships didn't get the chance to blossom, and that has some long-term effects on our collective happiness. The good news, but here's the good news, it's never too late to make new friends. There are so many potential connections waiting out there. In this video, we're going to blend scientific insights with practical advice to help you on your journey. Keep in mind, though, that everyone's situation is unique. People have different schedules, preferences, and cultures, so what works for one person might be different for someone else. Understanding the basics of making friends is like a puzzle. It's simple, but not always easy. The most crucial thing to remember is that people become friends when they spend casual, relaxed time together. Back in the day, our ancestors formed bonds because they lived in close-knit communities. They connected with the people around them, and that's how they built relationships. Everyone's social needs evolve over time, and that's perfectly okay. Don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with someone who might need a little friendship boost. Why making friends can be tricky. Making friends, while essential, isn't always a walk in the park. One significant reason is that, often, people don't prioritize friendships as much as they should. Life's demands, like work, commuting, and family responsibilities, can consume so much of our time and energy that it's easy to let friendships slide down the priority list. The friendship paradox. Another thing to consider is what researchers call the friendship paradox. On average, most people have fewer friends than their own friends do. This can create a distorted perception, making you feel less popular than you actually are. So, if you ever find yourself thinking you're not as well connected as others, remember, you're probably doing better than you think. Life events and friendship. Life events, like moving to a new city or going through a breakup, can also impact our social circles. Suddenly finding yourself without familiar faces can be daunting, but it's important to remember that there are always opportunities to form new connections. The time factor. Building and maintaining friendships require time and effort. Established friendships don't demand the same level of investment as new ones, but they still require some nurturing. It's easy to let busy schedules get in the way, but remember, a little effort goes a long way in preserving meaningful connections. Reviving old friendships. And hey, don't forget about those old friendships that may have taken a backseat. A simple call or an invitation can often rekindle those connections. Research shows that reaching out is often appreciated more than we might think. Intentional socializing. Making friends isn't just about chance encounters. It often helps to intentionally seek out people with whom you share common interests or activities. Think about the things you enjoy or would like to explore. It's a great starting point for finding like-minded individuals. Choosing the right settings. Different settings attract different types of people. Not everyone will feel comfortable striking up a conversation at a bustling bar, and that's perfectly okay. Choose environments that align with your interests and preferences. Whether it's a book club, a hobby store, or a sports club, Finding the right setting can make all the difference. Professional connections. Your professional life can also be a gold mine for potential friendships. If possible, consider a career that aligns with your passions. This way, you're more likely to meet people who share your interests. Deepening relationships with colleagues, especially peers, can lead to fulfilling friendships. Reviving dormant friendships. Remember those friends you may have lost touch with. Reconnecting can be a beautiful way to rekindle meaningful connections. Sometimes, a simple call or invitation is all it takes to bridge the gap. Taking initiative. Now, let's talk about taking the first step. It can be intimidating, but remember, the person you're interested in connecting with might feel the same way. The risk of a potential friendship is worth the reward. So go ahead, make that move. Practice caring and sharing. Once you've started forming those initial connections, it's important to care and share. Show genuine interest in others by learning about their interests and experiences. And don't forget to reciprocate by sharing a bit about yourself. This not only strengthens the bond but also signals that it's safe to open up. Balance and patience. Finding the right balance between opening up and oversharing is an art. It requires practice and a keen sense of the conversation's flow. Remember, it's a gradual process, and patience is key. Don't rush it. Subscribe to downright YouTube channel